Hey beauties, you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video we are going to be learning how to make a 6-piece skirt, and then I'm going to be teaching you the simplest method to achieve it, and I'm also going to be teaching you how to achieve a clean finish on the inside, just like this one. So if this is what you would love to learn, definitely keep on watching, and without too much talking, let's get straight to the honey of the video. Let's go. I love you. Hey beauty, welcome to my channel. So this is the fabric that I'm going to be working with. It's 6 yards of fabric, but by the time I was done it was about 2.5 yards left, so that means I used about 3.5 yards to achieve this. So I'm going to fold my fabric into 2, and then we are going to start our measurement. But at this point I noticed that my camera stopped working and I did not know, so I'm going to be using a paper to illustrate it. So the width that I folded is 9 inches. So that is the wideness of my fold, but you can use up to like 11 inches, 20 inches, depending on how full you want the down part of your skirt to be. So I drew my start line and then I marked that as my waist. So I'm going to take 2 inches upwards. That 2 inches will serve as my band measurement. Then I'll mark my hip line. So what I'm marking is my hip line now. This is just an assumption. So the exact hip line of the client, you are going to mark it, and then you take the 2 inches upwards again and mark your knee line. All right, those are the basic measurements that you need: the waistline, the hip line, the knee line, and the full length of the skirt. And at the full length of the skirt, that's where I measured the 9 inches width. All right, so now the next thing you're going to do is to use your bust part measurement to determine the 6 pieces. So the bust part measurement of this client was 8 inches, divided by 2 was 4 inches. That was what I took on the waist and the hip line. And on the knee line, you are going to deduct ½ inch from that. So I measured 3.5 inch at the knee line, and then I connected with a straight line like this. Then I'm going to connect from that point to the 9-inch mark with a slant. All right, so you're just going to connect it like that with a slant. So that is basically, this is the simplest method that you are going to see on the internet. Like, this is just exactly how you cut the center front. And don't forget that our fabric was on fold when I folded it earlier, so you are just going to cut it out. And then the next thing we are going to do is to work on the back part. So I'm just labeling the part so that I can see clearly. So for the back, it's nothing serious. I just placed the front part on a new fresh fabric, and then I just extended the back by 1.5 each, which will serve as the zip allowance. So this kind of 6 pieces does not have a tail at the back, so this is just it. You just place it on your new fabric and measure 1.5 inches for the zip allowance, and then you cut it exactly as it is, plus the 1.5 inch for seam allowance. I hope you understand. Just like we used to cut our normal bodies, that will cut the front and then we'll now cut the back with seam allowance. So this is just what I did, and that was how I cut my fabric. So I hope you understand. So this is this is the center front. Now this is how it is looking. This was the hip line, the knee line, and that was 4 inches, and here I marked 3.5 inches at the knee line, and then at the down part it was 9 inches on fold. I hope you understand now. So now this is the back. So you see that the back and the front, just that I took 1.5 inches for zip allowance at the back. That's the straight line that you are seeing. So the front and back are the same. It's just that the back is longer than the back by 1.5 inches. So now let's move to cutting of the sides for the front and the back. So we are going to cut the side front first. So you are going to multiply what you have at the down part of the front by 2. You know, we have 9 inches on fold for the center front, so we are going to be cutting 18 inches on fold for the side front. All right, so you multiply whatever you have there by 2, but for this place I think I measured 20 inches. That's just to be on a safe side. So, and it was on fold also. So what you are going to do now is that you are going to pick your center front and place it on top of it like this, making sure that the open part of the center front, see the open part, is facing the folded part of the fabric. Follow what I'm doing and you will thank me later, because this is the easiest method that you can see on the internet. So you're going to place it on top of it like that, and then you go ahead and cut it out, tracing the center front that we put on it earlier. So you're just going to cut it out like so. Make sure that you trace it to make it the exact cutout. Don't add to it, don't add any allowance to it. So once that is done, the next thing that you are going to do now is to remove the center front and then go ahead and mark ½ inch on this side. Just mark ½ inch all the way up. This is to guide you for the next step that we're about to take. All right, so after marking the ½ inch all the way up like this, you are now going to take your center front again and you now place it on top of it like this, just as if you've sewn it. All right, so you place it on top of it like this, just as if you sewn it, and then you are now going to start taking your measurement. So for your waist measurement, you take your waist divided by 4. You divide your waist by 4. Whatever you get, you are going to place it at the waist area. All right, from the center front, see, then you add your 2 inches for allowance. All right, then the next thing, at the hip area also, you are going to take your hip divided by 4, and then you add your allowance also. Take your hip divided by 4 here, and then you add your 2 inches for allowance, and then you are just going to connect it. Then on the knee line, whatever you have on the hip here, you are just going to deduct 1 inch. You can deduct more than 1 inch, you can deduct up to like 2 inches, but because this is for a plus size, I don't want it to be too tight at the knee area, so I'm just going to be deducting 1 inch. But if you want it more tapered or more tiny at the knee area, you can deduct 1.5 or 2 inches. All right, so after that, you are going to connect that with your pattern master, and then you can now take the center front away. So from that point, that knee point, you are just going to connect with a slat to the end of the fabric, just like that, just as you can see me doing. All right, and once that is done, we are done cutting the side front. See that it is very, very easy now. So you are just going to cut it out, and the next thing you are going to do is just to use this particular one that we just finished cutting now to cut the side back also. So this is it. It's as simple and easy as this. So you are just going to fold it again and use the one that we cut earlier to cut the side back. So I'm just trying to fold it exactly the way I folded it before. So if you are new to my channel, you are welcome to the channel of beautiful people. My name is Winnie, and on here we do everything DIY on garment making and embellishments and pattern drafting, anything about sewing. That is what we do on this channel. So if you are new, don't forget to subscribe, like my videos, share with your family and friends and your enemies, right? And don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out each time I upload a new tutorial. Trust me, you don't want to miss it out. We are even on a challenge lately, and I'm posting back to back, so you don't want to miss all those tutorials because it's going to be hot. So thank you, and God bless you as you do. So I've just placed the one that I cut before on top of this, and then I am cutting it out now. I'm just tracing it exactly as it is. All right, there's no two ways to this, and this one does not need zip allowance, right? It's only the center front that needs zip allowance. So you are just going to trace it exactly as it is. I'm sorry for the background noise. Honestly, we are on holidays, and to do voiceover lately is very difficult, so sorry for the background noise. So once that was done, I went ahead to cut out the lining for everything. I did a full lining. You can do a half lining if you want. It will just stop somewhere around the slant area. All right, it doesn't need to get to the down part, but for this I want to do a full lining, and I'm gonna to cut out lining for all the pieces that we cut earlier. gonna to cut out the lining just exactly as it is for the side front, the center back, the center front, and the side back also. So now the next thing we are going to do is to start sewing per se. So now I'm going to be teaching you the way you can achieve a clean finish on the inside, so that the inside and the outside is going to be very neat. You know, this 6 pieces has a lot of sewing at the middle, so I don't want everything to be showing inside. If you don't want it to be showing, then this part is where I teach you how to make it neat on the inside. So what you are going to do, you take your center front. We are starting with the front. Take your center front, place your side front on top of it, right side facing right side, then place your side front lining on top of it like this, then place your center front lining on top of it like so. See how I arranged it? Then you are going to sew with 1/2 inch all the way down. So by the time you are done sewing and you open it up, it's going to be like this. See that we have concealed the stitch and it's neat on the outside. Yeah. So this is it. So you are just going to open it up like this, and then you are going to, start opening it up and just run a stitch at the side like that, just to hold the center front and the lining together. Just run a stitch at the side. So while running the stitch, you are going to be opening it up the way I'm doing right now, so that it doesn't look funny, so everything can be straight and flat. So doing the other side, you are going to place the second side front on top of it, place your side front lining on top of it. But if you do it like this, you are going to be wrong. So you are going to take it inside. The other one already has a lining again, so you won't place it on top of it just as we did the former one. You are going to place that one right side facing right side, then you flip the lining over just like this, because the center front already has a lining. Then you go ahead and sew it with 1/2 inch. So if you don't understand what I'm doing, just watch what I'm doing. You are going to get it. All right, it's very, very simple and easy and direct. All right, so this is it after sewing. See how neat it looks on the inside. If you sew this one for your customer and you call it high price, they are going to pay, because they know that you give them premium or nothing. So now going to the back, you are going to start with the zip allowance side. So you just sew the zip allowance, turn it with 1/2 inch lining. So that when you are done turning, all right, so the next thing is to sew the side back. Now it's the same way we did the second part of the side front. All right, you are going to place the side back on top of it, right side facing right side. You are going to place it on top of it like this, right side facing right side. Then you pick the lining. You will not place the lining on top of it like this. You are going to flip it over to the other side, and then you place it like this, and then you stitch, so that by the time you open it up, everything is going to be clean and neat for you, just like this. You see? So you can go ahead and hold the other side with just some sewing while pulling it out for it to be clean and fresh. So I have done the other side also, and this is it. So I placed the two on top of each other, right side facing right side. Then I measured where my zip is going to be, taking my 2 inches band into consideration. After that, you are just going to sew all the way down with 1/2 inch. So this upper part, I'm just going to hold it down with pins, so that by the time I want to join the front and back together, it's going to be easy for me, because we are going to be attaching the band before we attach the zipper. All right, so I'm just going to pin this part like this. This is where the zip is going to sit, and then after pinning it like that, I'm just going to stitch the other part with 1/2 inch, with 1 inch, sorry, all the way down. So once I was done, this is how it looks. So I'm going to open it up right now. Everything is neat outside and inside, and then I'm going to take the front piece also. So I'm going to take the front part also and place it on top of it, right side facing right side, and I'm going to stitch with whatever allowance that I have at the side. So I'm going to finish up the band and fix my zipper, and everything looked clean and fresh. I'm sorry that I could not show all of that. Don't worry, in my next video I'm going to be teaching you how to sew a 6 pieces blouse, and then I'm going to take a picture of the skirt and the blouse together. So thank you guys for watching. If this video was helpful, let me know in the comment section. Drop your thoughts and questions in the comment section down below. Until I see you in my next one, I want you to know that I love you and I care. Bye.